Hey guys, this is an update video. Since we all have spent our money on Christmas presents, I will now show you a new free game you can get right now from the Epic Store. This week's game is Pillars of Eternity, the definitive edition. This game was made by Obsidian and funded through Kickstarter. They are the creators of Fallout New Vegas and lately Outer Worlds. So we might be in for a good story. I have never played this game. I have never seen anything about this game. The first time I heard about this game was when Epic decided to give it us for free. And as you guys know, I will check it out today. Oh, and you also got the add-ons. That's a good deal! This game is usually $30. So, the normal difficulty requires strategy, efficiency, but forgives a few mistakes in combat. It is not recommended for newcomers. I might be a newcomer, but I'm a quick learner. I like to play the games on normal difficulty because it sounds like the producer thought to themselves, this is the game, how it's supposed to be played. Pillars of Eternity.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
And as always, Rhonda McCommon. He is coming for you. So, journey to the Gilded Vale. The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jaws quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black of mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards, unless you don't drink water, course, which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry, about the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water.
Udema looks over his
I know
shoulder.
you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
At his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfle, who carries an old stun-bleached bow. He nods in your direction. Sparfle nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. I'll go see about this berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eye at length on a sturdy armored-clad woman who has spent the journey night sleeping on the uneven ground without a blanket or pillow.
Kalisha! Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some spring berries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
Who are you? I can't talk with him.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Oh, Uh-oh. A wolf. Pillars of Eternity Combat uses a pausable real-time system because you will often manage more than one character at a time. It is a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see orders play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met. For example, the start of a combat. Thank you. Okay.
I'm here.
Rhonda McCommon. You both go in. One of your characters has been engaged in melee. When characters are engaged, they immediately stop moving. If they move again, they will provoke a disengagement attack from the enemies engaging them. Your characters will also automatically engage when they initiate attacks against them with melee weapons. Sometimes a weapon or spell isn't well suited to penetrating an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the VR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. You'll hear your character complain about it when it happens. Take heed, note the damage type that's being blocked, and switch to a weapon or spell that does it different. So you have to keep notes? Okay.
Yes?
This is it.
We got the berries. As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up to review your notes. So the game makes notes for you, that's handy. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath for Sparfus getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like. When he feels like, we should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. The stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. With tab you can look around and see what's interactive. So... Glenfathen Leader. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs on heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering as severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Hiodan, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Murderers! You will pay for each life. Death willed by the gods is not murder but righteousness. You have trespassed in places of which no mortal man is worthy. The debt is not ours to pay, but yours. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. Hiodan says that. Only a fool attacks a target weaker than the one standing. The man considers this, looking you up and down. Yet. He shoves Hiodan towards you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Hiodan's torso. Hiodan screams and stumbles forward, a wide gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised high.
What you need?
You go there.
Yes?
He attacks him, and you attack him. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among of the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choking sighs, a whisper of wind steers the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending the pots of rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as tough it is rending you apart from within.
Get inside! Run!
Straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With the last burst of energy, before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Hilden trails behind, slowed by injury, delayed by early hesitation, as he nears the face of the rocks. One of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death longs for Hilden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Hilden lashes out against the fatigued assailant but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind from your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance at hitting your mark. That is cool! Fuck Hilden. I throw my weapon at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Hilden loose. Lurching to his feet, Hilden climbs up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways, tearing one of his hands free. That's like a true Dungeons and Dragons game. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as tough your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hilden to set his feet and join you onto the trembled ledge. There's a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest. As tough, it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new guest menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight.
Was that?
Yes, it was. Hilden words become between wheezing gasps.
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
Hilden stretches as he wakes, gingerly probing his gash across his stomach. The flesh has begun to knit together.
By the gods, that's better. I think I'm ready to find a way out.
He sits up quickly and looks around the chamber. She really did leave us. She won't get far unless. He crawls to his knees and begins rummaging through the equipment with mounting desperation.
Look at the tiles. What are those symbols?
Oh. No!
How can I help? Poor Galatia.
Yeah, you go. So you can indeed lose your characters. What the hell are you? A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its skaty flesh, but you recognize it as a Xorib. It watches you cautiously, breathing its wrecked size. I kind of don't think that this will be a friend. It's okay, I won't hurt you. The Xorib recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. Slowly back away.
Take a...
A crack runs along this wall from the floor to the ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. Push on the wall. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and solid. Fucking hell then, do your job. He then pushes the wall with all his might, but it does not give. Use the hammer and chisel to weaken the wall. After several long moments, you begin to see light on the other side. With one final tap, several blocks of stone shift and tumble loose, clearing a gap just wide enough to pass through. You have lost an item. Hammer and chisel.
I could scout ahead.
Chisel my nasal, man. I don't think I like this. So we are going the different route right now. Okay. Oh, the robed man. Four figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus. An ancient structure of chiseled ardra and metallic veins. Ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it, and what might be a contemplation from your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick grey beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with two protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature. He addresses the petrified body.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book.
The man passes his gaze over the others standing around him.
Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you.
He looks Siege in the eye in turn.
In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then all at once it erupts, with a concussive surge. Lights flood your vision and you're knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the back unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in the circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with ardor and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of Adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions. Questions that must be answered or... At the base of the pillar now you see a man with a thick grey beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange and ornamental headdress. You know this man. You're walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. I subscribed. Have you liked this video? Have you commented? What is holding you back? Forge this path with me, and take the chance to influence the outcome of the common randomness channel. Thank you. Random McCommon. You awaken to find your malaise has broken, only to replace with something far more concerning. Faint whispers, audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no signs of whatever it was. You will find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tic. If it seems is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. Now, I'm more sorry for Heodan than the other bitch, because she just left us, and we would have been doing fine. Who are you? Corpse. Hey, you doing some new music? Choke me like you hate me, but you love me. Low key, you wanna date me? What the fuck? The good old family trees.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
I think I'll end it for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you came to this part of the video, as always, please subscribe, like and comment. As I said, this game will be for free in the Epic Store. You don't have to do anything special. I just wanted to try them out, show them to you, and you can see for yourself if you're interested in them. Take the effort to download them. In my opinion, this is a really interesting game. If you're a fan of these kind of RPGs, definitely check this out, and I will hear you in the next update.